Sunny. Welcome, welcome. So the figure that I would love to look at today is a natural promenade turn in bronze international standard tango. So let's get started. I'm going to go over the man's part first. I'll go over the ladies' part second. And we'll cover some common mistakes that I see and feel around town and some simple fixes to make this look and feel better for you both socially and competitively. So leads, I'll show this going down line of dance this way first. This figure starts out in a promenade position. You're going to go forward, forward, around your partner, finish in promenade. Okay, I'll show that from another angle. There's a couple acceptable angles to start and finish this, but I'll show you the ones that are easiest for your lady. Now we're going down line of dance this way. So I'm going line of dance, forward and promenade, forward and promenade. I pivot around my girl on my left ball, and I come forward through my girl's legs on my right heel, and for today we'll finish diag center. Again, you can finish with some other angles, but this is going to feel the best for your lady, and I like the dancing to feel good for her as well as look good for him. So now we'll head down line of dance this way. Our timing is slow, quick, 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 quick. Okay, so it starts and ends in promenade position. Okay, now I'll attribute numbers to that. Tango does cross phrases, so you don't have to dance these numbers. I'm just going to share the numbers that will look and feel best, particularly if you're competing, but this helps socially too to dance on phrase. We're going to strike out on a beat 1. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'll show that going this way. Forward, through, around, through and scooch in front of her, and finish in a promenade position. Okay, leads. Let's talk about some common mistakes that I see and feel, and some simple fixes. So first up, in promenade position, don't have a tippy toe connection to the floor. Don't have a flat to the floor. It's going to be an inside edge of the ball. So the sole is not touching. This part of the foot's touching. And we're going to be heading down line of dance for the sake of today's choreography. So make sure your feet are 30 degrees to the line that you're going to travel. So if I were traveling into you, that would look like this. See my boards? Do a little foot check. Almost all the leads have turned out in this back foot, and that jabs the knee into the lady, makes it very hard for her to come out powerfully in promenade. So if anything, err on the side of caution, point the foot what feels to be down line. It's actually going to be both feet parallel, 30 degrees. Okay? So we're on the boards, we're through and on the boards. That back foot is particularly difficult to get through in tango because we're so low in the knees, so I feel like I'm sticking my big butt through the chairs in Starbucks that are too close together. So think, oh, Starbucks, excuse me, pardon me, Starbucks, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Okay. Next step, pivot around your girl as much as possible. It's going to be dag wall, but it'll be easier for her to follow if you think about driving around her as much as possible with this left ball. Bang. Okay, now you've cleared a whole way for her to come through you. You can just keep your right heel in place, scooch slightly forward, and finish in your promenade position. Okay? So, leads, next request. Almost all the leads drag the girl behind them in these promenade figures. That would look like this. Check out my back elbow. Bad, bad. I want to think about helping, encouraging encouraging my lady to go forward. I'm going to do that with the feet angles. First of all, this makes a space for her to come forward. I want to pull with the front hand and push with the back elbow. This leaves a space for your girl in promenade. So this leaves no space. As a matter of fact, I feel like I'm being led into like a closed hip twist when you do that, and it's so confusing because that's not a real figure in tango. So make sure when you're in promenade, if you were facing the mirror leads, out, down, we have space for your girl. And finally, leads, pull this hand. I want to block your face, not her face. You block your face. Okay. Hopefully we can see that. Okay, and I'll show that hopefully a good top line this time. We'll head down line of dance this way. I have space for my girl. My feet are 30 degrees. I have my inside edge. And in tango, my head is more upright. It's not out like it would be in a waltz. So even though I definitely am shoving my ribs to my girl, my left side is to my girl because we're in promenade, I don't want to take the head out from the left. It's just going to be left of my butt upright. Okay, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can come out in whatever. Okay. And at the end of this video, I'll talk about some options dancing out. But for now, we'll just do 2 walks and a progressive link beforehand. Then we'll do the promenade turn. Then we'll finish with a closed promenade if we were doing bronze, or with, if you're in silver or higher, a little flashier. Exit might be a promenade link, so I'll show that option as well. Anyway, we'll show that at the end. You don't have to watch that. Ladies, let's talk about our part and what we can do to look better. So, for lady, I'll show from several different angles, don't worry. I'm in a promenade position. I'm gonna go forward, 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 around, swivel to promenade. Now I'll show that as lady, going down line this way. Here's my line of dance, ladies. I'm forward and promenade. I'm forward and promenade. I'm closed position between his legs. And I drive around the partner, closed position. And I finish in promenade position. Okay? Let's talk about ladies' heels and toes. This time I'll pretend this is my line of dance, ladies. So, I'm line of dance. I'm line of dance. I'm line of dance. Now I'm going to drive to the outside wall, and I'm going to finish for today's tutorial, diag center. This could fit. There's a number of acceptable entrance and exit angles, but for today, that's what I'll show. Okay, now I'll go down line and dance this way, ladies. Heel, 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 ball. And I'm going to finish with the ball flat on my left foot and inside edge of my right ball. So just like the man, I don't want a tippy toe. I don't want it flat. I don't want the bottom of the sole touching at all. I want this part of my shoe only touching the ground. And ladies, I'm 100% on that back foot. If I said test, even though it looks like I'm split weight, I'm not. I could do this. I have weight on the floor, but it's because I'm jamming that knee muscle, inside thigh down into the floor, okay? So, ladies, what we can do to look and feel better, super common mistake I see, your head is too far right in promenade. So it does something like this. You're not this bad, I'm exaggerating. But pretend like someone is pulling on your hair here, and I'll show that from the front here. Okay? And so every time I'm on promenade, my head, whether I'm in closed or promenade, my head remains in the same position. It's not closed promenade, it's closed promenade. So it's still left. Even though I'm looking right, the head position is still left of my keister. It's still left. You see it, ladies? Here's the hard part. When I go through, it's still left. So I've got to make sure it's left. When I switch back to promenade, it's still left. And I finish with it left. So pretend someone's always pulling on your hair in the back. Very rare we would have a rightward head position, especially in tango because there's no sway unless you're doing a special figure like an over sway. Okay, ladies, next super easy fix to make your tango look cool. We have extreme head positions in tango, more than the other dances. So when you're in promenade, ladies, make sure to look outside of your hand. Do we see that? Instead of at your hands, or heaven forbid, at your partner. So I'm feeding my right side to my partner in promenade, my right hip to my partner in promenade, and I'm looking outside of my hands, okay? I'll show that from a couple different angles. I'll head down line of dance this way and do the whole figure. So I'm looking outside of the hands. I'm looking outside of the hands. I'm looking outside of my elbow. I'm looking outside of my elbow. And I'm looking outside of the hand. Okay, ladies, whenever I feel a switch to promenade, I'm gonna do an extra look behind to make the head look even snazzier, like you see on the comp floor. So I'll emphasize when that happens. So here would be okay social dancing. And I'll come into you, hopefully that would be the best angle. Slow, quick, quick, quick turn. So I turned my head with my foot. That's acceptable, but a little bit more competitive. I'll show in contrast. Slow, quick, 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 ladies, think, and quick. So I went and snap instead of snap. It's a more three-dimensional look to your dancing than two-dimensional. Ladies, another common complaint I have is your back foot's too turned to your partner. And I know a lot of that is him, he's got a back foot to you, but even if he does it wrong, I'm gonna compensate and make him look awesome by making sure when you're in promenade, make sure your feet are 30 degrees to the line that you're gonna travel. So make sure your back foot is here and not splayed out here. Here's why. We have no swing in tango. The only way we can step big is to push off that foot. So if you've got your feet 30 degrees to where you're going, it gives you a lot of foot that you can push off of and take a big step. I'll show that from the side. I'm 30 degrees, heading down line. See how I can use my whole foot to go big. If I'm sideways to him, and some of you even turn out, there's not much of a foot to push off of, and you end up taking little baby steps. And he can compensate by dragging you, but once he starts dragging you, he's not gonna stop, and I don't think you want that. So I'm gonna go super aggressive every time I'm moving forward as lady. And in promenade, I'm going forward. So I'm gonna just put my big boosters on, make sure my feet are 30 degrees. I'm gonna shove my left knee into the back of his back knee, so he feels like I'm really with him. If your partner's complaining, oh, she's not with me in promenade, I'm sure you're with him, but you're following with the chest. Ignore that. I'm gonna scoop up underneath of him completely with that rib, aiming for his belly, and I'm gonna shove him, give him a little gentle nudge with your left knee going forward, and he'll feel you in his arms, and he'll feel real confident to come out with big giant steps, okay? So, ladies, let me show our start and finish steps I talked about today. So, we'll just enter with 2 walks on the progressive link, so bronze, so we can do walk, walk, and link. And now we're gonna do that promenade turn. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I were doing a bronze ending, I would just do like a closed promenade. Forward, forward, side, together. If we were doing silver, I would do a brush tap ending. That would look like this, ladies. I'll show from that same angle. Walking, 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 and linking. Oh, now we'll go into that promenade turn. And then we'll do the promenade link, not the progressive link, but this is a silver promenade link. You could do a chase of other things after that, but for social dance purposes, I would probably only do that closed promenade, or if she's a little more experienced, the promenade link. So hopefully those have been some helpful suggestions today to make that look and feel a little bit better for you guys. If there's any topics you'd like me to look at in future YouTube videos, just send me a note and I'll make sure to share those with you. Thanks so much for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have an awesome week. Bye, guys.